Good morning, everybody. Let me adjust this a little bit. It's a little crooked, but that's to be expected with me. I hope you're all having a good day. It's going to be a rainy day here today, so a perfect day for playing in the studio and being crafty, something I love to do. Hey, Linda, I've missed you. You usually come to all of them, and it was like the last couple of times Linda hasn't been here. It's like, I hope she's okay. So I hope you have a beverage this morning, whether it be tea, coffee, or water. I am excited to play with the snowflakes again. Oh, good. I'm glad you're fine. My last play for a while because the class ends tonight, so I'm not going to use it for a while now, just to kind of give it a break, so to speak, and look at other things. Oh, I understand that, just busy. I've got so many things on my to-do list, it's a mile long, and every time I cross a few things off, a few more get added on. So hopefully I'll get it down to the point where nothing will be added on. It's been a crazy week for me. I have had some house issues that I'm dealing with, and it's unbelievable, but I'm getting there. Hey, Jenny, you haven't been here for a while. Glad you made it. I know everybody's busy and the fall is here, so you're trying to get all kinds of things done and everything in the house and prepare for the winter when we have to hunker down. So, but I'm glad you made it in. I'm having my tea. I haven't had my tea this morning, so usually I've had part of it, but I haven't even had part of it this morning. I was running like crazy trying to get everything set up for today and charged, because it was like, oh, I got to charge everything. You know, I did a class yesterday on Zoom, and it was my Halloween tricks and treats. The class ended up being 4 hours long. My phone went to low battery. I had to get the charger for it. My computer went to low battery, and I had to get the charger for that. So it was, hey, Barb, it was an interesting, it's like, hold on. I'd run downstairs and get the charger and come back, and the only thing that held up through the whole thing was my iPad. It didn't take hardly anything. So I was glad about that. But that one was an exceptionally long class because we made a card and a treat holder for 4 projects. So I did a Christmas class, and we did 3 cards. Now, the kit gave them 4 of each to do, but we put 1 together so they knew how to do it. And that only took an hour. It didn't take long at all. The Halloween one was a little bit more involved, but we had fun. We chatted, and you know, a couple of them had to go find dies because they didn't bring them, things like that. But we got it done, and they were so excited, and it was so much fun. I really like teaching that way because I have missed teaching in person. And this way, I'm still teaching in person, but at a distance, so to speak, because it's virtual. So they're there, they can ask questions, and I love it. I did do the Zoom Thursday night, and I tried streaming it in, hey, Peggy, to the Facebook group. But it was giving me a weird message that I have to have some kind of streaming program, and it was like, I don't know about this, so I've got to do some more exploring on that. So if you see weird videos pop up, it's because I'm playing with it, trying to figure it out. Nobody else has mentioned having to have a streaming program, so I just have to do some asking and see what I can find out. All right, I'm going to take one more drink, and we're going to get started. I love my tea in the morning. All right, let's turn this around. Oh, go away. Okay, there we go. Turn my light on. And I'm going to pull this down because I know it's a ways away, Hey, Renee. We're just getting started. Perfect timing. All right, let me pull it down just slightly so that you can see a little bit better. I think that'll work. Oh, and I think it's straight. Oh my goodness. It was till I moved it. All right, hold on. Nope, wrong way. Let's see how that is. I think that'll work. While I'm waiting to see if it's straight, because I did move it. Today's the last day to register for my class. I'm so excited about this class, but so sad that today's the last day, because this is my last play. For today's card, I'm only using the stamp set. I didn't use the dies. The dies are gorgeous, but oh, I don't believe so either, Jenny. Boy, you'll be falling asleep in the middle of the Facebook. I didn't use the dies because I wanted to show you that yes, the dies are gorgeous, but you can do things with just the stamp set. So I'm going to use just the stamp set today. I did use some of the paper, but you wouldn't really know that there's paper there because I used this one. So I wanted to really show you that you can do some things without having everything in the suite. You know, you can have the stamp set and the paper and be fine. So I didn't use the embossing folder, the ribbon, or the dots. But what I did do was I used these things. They're sequins. They're from a collection, and they had Pool Party in it. I don't even remember what it was, but there were 4 different ones. I'll have to see which one it is. But that's what I'm going to do today. And there's my first card. And let me look up those sequins real quick and see where they're from. I love using sequins from collections. They're this one, the Artistry Bloom sequence. So it has Calypso Coral, Coastal Cabana, Mango Melody, and Rich Razzleberry. And I'm using the Coastal Cabana ones. All right, so there's our first card. And there are our measurements. So we're going to start off with a clean and simple card. And I am using a piece of Whisper White that's 5.5 by 8.5. Oh, I don't have that embossing folder, Jenny. I'll have to check that one out. I'm going to fold it in half. Now I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper and put underneath of my work area so that I don't get ink all over it. I did that the other day and I was so mad at myself it wasn't funny. So I'm going to use, plus I'm going to do some off stamping. I'm going to use Highland Heather, and I chose 2 stamps to use with it. All right, and I'm going to set that off camera. The first one that I chose is this cute little snowflake, and I'm going to off stamp it, and then I'm going to stamp it onto my card base. I wanted a soft look, so that's the reason why I went with the off stamping. And the other color I'm going to use, and my dimensionals have stuck to the back of this, is Coastal Cabana. All right, and I chose to use a more lacy looking snowflake, and I off stamped it also because again I wanted a soft look. So then I went to a big snowflake, not the biggest in there but a bigger one, and I'm going to stamp it, and I'm going to come in a little bit further with it. So I'm trying to vary my edges. Then I went back to a little one that was kind of filled in. I tried to vary between lacy and filled in. And I'm going to off stamp it and stamp it on there. And then I go back to the first one only because I didn't have any other small stamps that would work. And I'm going to add it at the bottom. All right, so I have a nice border down the side. And my sentiment, I'm going to stamp this one in Highland Heather, and I'm going to go full strength on it. I'm not going to, and I'm going to come up a little bit. And I needed some thank you cards. Hey, Kim. So I'm using the Thank You So Much. And then to finish it off, I pulled in some of those Coastal Cabana sequins. I got something stuck on the tip of my pokey tool. And I'm going to add those on. I'm going to sprinkle them around. All right. And there's the clean and simple card. All right. But suppose you want to step it up some. So I went to this. I'm using the exact same layout. I did change my sentiment to be in the Coastal Cabana. So let me pull in my scrap paper. All right, I'm looking for my sentiment so I can stamp it because I want to make sure I get it clean. All right, let me move my measurements here and pull in my measurements for the new one. So I'm going to start with the Whisper White piece that's 3 3/4 by 5. Now I will tell you what I'm going to do is I use my trick of cutting out the center. And you don't see a lot of this paper, so I'm going to cut this down real quick to 3 1/2 or 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. Just because okay, there. That way we'll see more of that paper, and it still works. And I used a 1/2 inch measurement to cut out the frame. All right, so I'm going to repeat the same layout as before. And I'm going to go down my stamps. I'll come in a little. And you can always do this without stamping off. I just wanted a really soft snowflake look, so that's why I did it by off stamping it. I think it gives it a nice soft look. All right, let me move my paper so it doesn't interfere. So I've got that. This time I'm going to stamp my sentiment with Coastal Cabana. So I'm going to, you'll be able to see what it looks like either way. All right. So you can see what it looks like with Highland Heather and Coastal Cabana. Now this one, it didn't really matter. This one you may think, oh, it looks better with the Coastal Cabana because we're going to use the Coastal Cabana card base. Now I'm going to put this on like so, and I'm going to use glue dots because I can put it right in that corner, and then I can come across and do like one in the middle, because you're only going to catch a small portion of it. So the glue dots are going to help hold it to the DSP. And did you guys see, does anybody need me on the next card to show you a little bit more how to cut the center out? I did it before on another card that I had done in a Facebook Live, but I'm not certain everybody saw it. So I can show you what I mean on the next card if need be. All right, so I'm going to put this down. And this one doesn't really have layers. I went for a clean look with few layers because it's easier to mail. You don't have to use extra postage. So I'm using my Coastal Cabana card base, And it's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to use my glue. Hey, Shweta, how are you? All right. Hey, Tina, I didn't even see you come in. Good morning. All right. So I'm going to put this one down. And I just use glue because that gives me the ability to fudge it and move it around until it grabs like that because it wasn't straight. All right. Hey, Lynn. This is the second card. All right. All right. Now I have to add my sequins on. So I'm going to pull those in. And I love the fact that these are adhesive backed because then you don't have to use a glue dot to get them to stick down. So there's our clean and simple, or our stepped up card. I went from this one to this one. So this is simple, clean and simple. Then I stepped it up by adding the DSP. I'm using the same basic layout for all 3 cards. I wanted to show you don't have to have everything in the set. If you really like a bundle, if you really like the snowflakes, order the snowflakes. You just can't cut them out. But if you want to cut the snowflakes out every once in a while, that's fine. But this also gives you some variety because if you have both, what can you do with the card without having to cut it out every time? Maybe you're in a hurry, but you want a great card. All right, and now our last card, I went from stepped up to wow. And for this one, I added some layers, and I added some Wink of Stella on the snowflakes. So I'm going to pull in my scrap paper. This paper, I know I said on my measurements 3 5/8 by 4 7/8, but again, I was missing a lot of the DSP, and I really wanted that to show more, so I cut this down to 3.5 by 4 3/4. So a little bit smaller than that. All right, so I'm going to add my snowflakes as before, and again, I'm doing some off stamping. So I start with my small purple one. I off stamp it, and I put it in at the top, and I just work my way down. Then I go, hey, Carol. I go to my lacy snowflake, and I add it in, and I'm kind of going in and out to give it some variety. Then I'm going to go to my large snowflake, and I tried to vary between solid and lacy looking ones to give it some interest. Now I'm back to a solid one, and I'm going to add it on. And what I'll take and do is when I'm all finished, I'll go back to the first one. I'll flip this over, and I'll use the same area so it won't show up, and I'll show you what it would look like full strength. So there's that. Then there's this one. So it just depends on the look that you want. All right. There's that. And I'm going to go to this one. So you can decide which way you want to do yours. All right, and I'll show you. All right, there it is, and there it is. I liked the softer look because it reminded me of snowflakes falling. But if you like the bold look, use the bold look. It would just look like that on your card, which is fine. All right, so I'm going to go back to my soft side, and I'm going to take my Wink of Stella, and I'm going to just go over the snowflakes. I didn't worry about it. I just kind of did the center and then did the spokes, for lack of a better term for them. And I just did all of them like so. And that one I kind of did the tip, and then I kind of did the center. But it just gives something to, oh yeah, tough decision. I know, it's like, oh, but it just gives it a little bit of sparkle. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if I leave it like that, if you can see it. Which just adds something. All right, you're not seeing it yet. It's hard to see, but there is, let me see if I bring it up closer, if you can see the sparkle. Let's see if that works. Oh, you can see it a little bit, you know, as I move it around. You see it on this one pretty good, but I just wanted some sparkle. So let me close up my Coastal Cabana because I don't need it anymore. And while I have I'm going to clean my sentiment. While I have my Highland Heather open, I'm going to take a piece of white that's 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment in the Highland Heather. And I'm trying to get it as evenly centered as possible. You have the stronger glasses on today. That's funny, Lynn, but you know, we're all to that point. All right, and I can put that away so I don't get it on my card. Now it's time to assemble our card. For those of you that didn't see it the other day, to create your frame, what I did was I took my trimmer and I lined one edge up at 1/2 inch. I set my blade at 1/2 inch and I came down to 1/2 inch before the end. So in this case, it's 4 3/4. That cut one side. Then I flipped it around, put the bottom at 3/4, started at 1/2 inch, and came down to 3 1/2. And then I did the other side and then the last side. And that cuts out the center that you can use as a layer on another card. Nobody's going to see this. Nobody but you and I are going to know there's an empty space there. But why waste that paper? I do it with my foil paper, my glimmer paper, and my DSP. So then this is going to go on like so. And again, I'm going to use dimensionals because it's just easier than trying to put glue on this and not have it, or have it ooze out when you don't want it to. Oh, I missed that one. So I'm putting a glue dot on each corner, and then the long sides I'm putting 2. And be careful how you pull these off. Sometimes they come off really easy and other times they don't. That one I didn't get on good, so I'm going to fold it back. All right, so I'm going to do the corner. And then I did one in the center, one here. And this just gives it a little bit of extra by doing the sides like I am sticking power, so I make sure that it sticks down. Okay, so I have them all on there. And I'm going to put this down. And I do like the smaller size, the 3 1/2. Deeper this way. Uh-oh. Hold it. I just did it wrong. It has to go on. Let me see if I can take it off. I think I can. This goes on the purple. So let me get it off. Good thing I hadn't stuck it down all the way. Hopefully I won't. If I take my time, I can get it off. Now's when the heat tool would be good, but it's across the room, so just heat it with your heat tool and it'll release the glue dot easy. Oop, that one ripped it. See, I've got to be careful. Let me go back this way. I'm okay if it rips the paper and the paper stays ripped on the inside. It's when it comes to the outside that it's going to be a problem. See, that'll be okay. All right, let me try this again. I know, I don't have it handy. It's across the room. All right, and I'm going to put some glue on this because I bent it. This can actually go on with glue. But because I bent it, I'm going to put some glue so it'll stick down really well. All right. And I should have cut this piece down because it's, but that's okay. It's one of those things. I should have cut this piece down and this piece down to have more of that show. So one of those things. Live and learn. I make the mistakes so you don't have to. All right, now I'm going to add more glue dots. Good thing the roll has like 300 on there. So I can stick this down. I did cut the white paper down, but I totally forgot that it goes on the purple. All right, almost. Sometimes the glue dots stick really well, and sometimes they take a little bit more to get off. All right, so I'm going to put this down. I'm not going to push down until I get it where I want it. All right, and then this is going to go on a Coastal Cabana card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Oh, that's a good idea, Jenny, to use a die to cut out the center. Yeah, it takes a little bit of practice to look and see. But if you have a die that works, use the die. Then it's already cut, especially if you use the stitched dies. Then it's already cut and ready to go. Oh, upside down. Don't want to put it on upside down. So now I'm going to add this on. So after seeing all my cards, don't forget to sign up for my class. It's so much fun. I've stamped this. I have a piece of Highland Heather that's 2 by 2, and I'm going to add this to it. In the class, you make 4 cards, and I use the DSP. I'm trying to think what else I used. That's part of, oh, I think I used the blue gems and blue glitter paper. I don't know what else, if there was anything else. All right, and then this goes on like so, but it goes on with dimensionals. So I'm going to add my dimensionals all the way around. Hey, Barbara. All right, like so. Hear my washer running in the background? In a minute it's going to sing to you telling me it's done. I thought it would be done by now, but didn't. Okay. Like so. So by signing up for the class, you also have other ideas, because I've done cards here and I've done cards on my blog. And I'm gonna move it down just slightly so we see the tip of that snowflake. I came out a little too far, but that's okay. All right, and then to finish it off, I'm going to use some of those pool party sequins. Not pool party. Why do I keep saying pool party? They're Coastal Cabana. All right, and then this one I'm going to put down here. So there it is. There's the wow card. So I went from clean and simple to stepped up to wow. And as you see, it's the same basic layout. So depending on your time frame, you can do a clean and simple. have a little bit more time, then do one that's stepped up. And if you have lots of time and you want to play, do the wow. But I wanted to show you also the difference in using the two colors for your sentiment. There's others in there. This would make a gorgeous Christmas card. You might have to modify. What I would do is, if I'm going to do a Christmas card, I might do I might do it this way and use snowflake wishes for a Merry Christmas along the bottom. And then if you make a lot of them, use rhinestones instead of the sequins, so that you can make a bunch of them. And because there's only, as you see, there's only one sheet, so you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can do 9 cards with this, unless you do one that has more of the large, but I use 1 large and 2 small. So there's a way to make it a Christmas card, but I needed thank you, so that's what I went for. And I didn't realize this. There's a Happy Hanukkah stamp in here. So if you have friends who are Jewish, make it in blues and send it to them with Happy Hanukkah. I love this sentiment. In the coolest moments of the year, my heart is warm because you're near. All right, Jenny, my ink colors were Coastal Cabana and Highland Heather. And I took that from the DSP. Those colors are in there. I did a whole blog post this morning on color coordination and places you can get color coordination. So if you haven't checked out my blog, check it out. I give you lots of different ideas of how to get, hey Betty Ann, how to get different color coordination ideas, because I know that people struggle with that. Excuse me. I don't seem to have a lot of problems with it. In fact, I have many people tell me that my color coordination is phenomenal. And it's like, well, okay, I didn't realize I was that good at it. I just kind of look at colors and go, you know, I do a lot of playing with my colors. I put the two colors together and say, I don't like that one, and I change it out. So it's just by looking at it with my eye, I can say, oh, no, that doesn't work. Or, oh, I like that. Yeah, color coordination is hard, but there's plenty of places to get your ideas. And thanks, Linda. Don't forget the website that I told you about that you can go to get your colors. I didn't put that in my blog post, but it's My Color Lab, I think is what it's called. Oh, I'm glad I inspired you, Jenny. Somebody else told me that the other day, that I inspire them. I love inspiring people. You know, we all have to help each other out. Oh, you're welcome, Linda. So there it is. Let me turn this around and we'll chat a little bit more. And then that'll be it. And I'll have to go put my clothes in the dryer and start another load. I think I have another load. I may not. I don't know. I don't really remember. I'm going to grab my tea, get a drink. So, don't miss out on this gorgeous paper. It's on sale too. The paper's on sale, so make sure you order. Yeah, Jenny, sometimes when I first started, I wasn't going to stamp it off, and it was too harsh for me. When I think of snowflakes, I think of them soft and falling. So that's why I went for the softer look, rather than the full strength, so to speak. So, are you guys all going to play today? Going to get in your craft room and studios and play and create? I've got to work on my cards for next week. I'm debating. I usually post every single day on my blog, but I'm debating about cutting back a little bit, not on the videos, but on the blog. I have to play with it and see. So, All right, I'm gonna get ready and go so I can get my clothes, well, it's not my clothes, it's my rug, bathroom rug, in the dryer, finish my tea, and then I have to dust mop my house before I can play. And I don't wanna wait too long to play. So you guys have a great day. Oh, good idea, Jenny. Great, Kim, everybody's getting ready to start. Oh, your craft room is lonely. Sorry. I know what that's like, Lynn, but hopefully things will settle down soon. That's fine, Betty Ann. It's the replay is always there. So have a great day, guys. Enjoy your weekend. I know most of us are getting rain from the hurricane, so that's what our rain is. It's going to be waves of it. So perfect day to stamp, read, whatever you want to do. All right, guys. See you Monday at noon for Lunchtime with Robbie, and that's in the group. Bye.